As we know, the modulation depends upon the characteristics which we have changed for the carrier wave. We can have amplitude modulation, frequency modulation, and phase modulation. In this video, we will try to discuss about the amplitude modulation. The amplitude modulation is defined as when the amplitude of high frequency carrier wave is changed in accordance with the intensity of the signal, then it is called the amplitude modulation. So in the amplitude modulation, we are changing only the amplitude of the high frequency carrier wave, not the frequency of the carrier wave. So if we consider the frequency of the modulated wave, which remains the same as that of the carrier wave. Here if you consider this diagram, you can see there are three waves here. First one is the signal wave. The signal wave is superimposed on a carrier wave of high frequency. From the diagram you can see that the carrier wave is having a high frequency. Then the resultant wave is called the amplitude modulated wave. Here the amplitude of the carrier wave is changing in accordance with the amplitude of the or intensity of the signal voltage or signal wave. So we can say that amplitude of the carrier wave changes according to the intensity of the signal. Then the amplitude variations of the carrier wave is at the signal frequency. If you consider this amplitude modulated wave, you can see that the frequency with which the amplitude of this carrier wave varies is same as the frequency of the signal source, or we can say that the amplitude variations of the carrier wave is at the signal frequency, if we call it as Fs. Also, if we consider the frequency of the amplitude modulated wave, then it will be same as that of the carrier frequency, so that we can represent it by Fc. So the frequency of the amplitude modulated wave is same as that of the carrier frequency, and the amplitude variations of the carrier wave is same as that of the signal frequency. So these 3 points has to be noted in the case of a amplitude modulated wave. One is the amplitude of the carrier wave changes according to the intensity of the signal. So you can see that if this is the amplitude of the signal wave and this is the variation in the changes in carrier amplitude, so the amplitude of the carrier wave changes according to the intensity of the signal. And if you consider the frequency of these variations of the carrier wave, amplitude variations of the carrier wave, it is same as that of the signal frequency. Also, if we consider the frequency of the amplitude modulated wave, that remains the same as that of the carrier frequency. Now an important consideration in amplitude modulation is to describe the depth of modulation. That means the extent to which the amplitude of carrier wave is changed by the signal. We have seen that in the amplitude modulation, the amplitude of the carrier wave is changed by the signal, and the variations in the amplitude of carrier wave has the same frequency as that of the signal frequency. So the depth of this modulation is represented by a quantity called a modulation factor. So the modulation factor gives the extent to which the amplitude of the carrier wave is changed by the signal. It is defined as the ratio of change of amplitude of carrier wave to the amplitude of normal carrier wave. So the modulation factor is denoted by small m. It is the ratio of the amplitude change of the carrier wave. How much the amplitude of the carrier wave has been changed to the normal carrier wave amplitude. The normal carrier wave is the unmodulated carrier wave. So this quantity gives the modulation factor, which represents the depth of modulation or the extent to which the amplitude of the carrier wave is changed by the signal. To get an idea about this modulation factor, or to make understand about the importance of this modulation factor, please consider this diagram shown here. Here you can see 4 diagrams. The first one here, this one, number 1. Here we are having a carrier wave with amplitude A. So carrier amplitude A, and the signal amplitude is 0, that is there is no signal wave. So from this one, the change in carrier amplitude will be A minus 0, which is equal to change in carrier amplitude is 0 because there is no change in the carrier amplitude. Since the signal amplitude is 0 or there is no signal, so the amplitude of the amplitude modulated wave will be equal to 0 by A, which is equal to 0. Now if you consider the second diagram, that is this one, here we are having a carrier wave with a single amplitude A. The amplitude of the carrier wave is A, and also the amplitude of the signal is also A. Then the maximum or the amplitude of carrier wave varies between 0 and 2A. So the amplitude of the carrier wave is actually the sum of signal amplitude and carrier amplitude. So if we consider in this case, it is the minimum amplitude of carrier wave is A minus A, which is 0. The maximum amplitude of the carrier wave is A plus A, which is equal to 2A. So the amplitude modulated wave will have an amplitude which varies between 0 and 2A. So the maximum change in the amplitude of the carrier wave is given by maximum is 2A minus the amplitude of the carrier wave is A here, so 2A minus A, which is equal to A itself. So the modulation factor M is equal to the change in the carrier wave amplitude, that is A, divided by the amplitude of this one, which is equal to 1. So this m is equal to 1 means it is equal to 100%. So that diagram is given here. That is the amplitude of the amplitude modulated wave varies like this. Here the modulation factor is 100. Now if you consider this third diagram, I am again explaining how we will obtain these values. Here the carrier amplitude is, for the case 3, carrier amplitude is equal to A, and the signal amplitude is equal to 0.5 times A. So 1/2 of the carrier amplitude is the signal amplitude in the third case. So in that case, the maximum value for carrier amplitude will be equal to A plus 0.5 A, which is equal to 1.5 A, and the minimum value is not important here. Anywhere minimum value for the carrier amplitude will be A minus 0.5 A, which is equal to 0.5 A. So now then maximum change in carrier amplitude will be equal to, maximum carrier amplitude is 1.5 A minus the carrier amplitude is A itself. So 1.5 A minus A is 0.5 A. Now the modulation factor in this case m is equal to maximum change in carrier amplitude divided by carrier amplitude, which is 0.5 A divided by 1 A, or A, which is equal to 0.5, which is equal to 50%. So modulation factor here it is 50%. Now I will explain what are these factors. Here if you consider, this is the amplitude of the carrier wave which is given by A, that is the first statement. The second one is signal amplitude. Here this is the signal, and the signal amplitude is given by this value is 0.5 A. So that's about this one. Now maximum value for carrier amplitude is when A signal with amplitude A is superimposed on a signal with amplitude 0.5 A, then the maximum amplitude will be when the maximum of this signal reaches add up with the maximum of this one, that will give you A plus 0.5 A, that is 1.5 A, that is represented by here. This is the maximum value of the amplitude of the carrier modulated wave. So that is 1.5 A. And the next one, minimum value of A, minimum value of the amplitude of the carrier modulated wave, which is given by A when the maximum value of this one is added up with the minimum value of this signal, that is 0. So that gives you 1 A minus 0.5 A, so that is 0.5 A. So this is the minimum value, that is this one. Now to calculate the modulation index, we have to consider the maximum change in the amplitude of the carrier wave, that is maximum value of the amplitude of the carrier wave is 1.5. So it is 1. and 5 minus the amplitude of the carrier wave is A itself, so it is 0.5A. So it is 0.5A divided by 1A, so we will get 0.5 as the modulation factor, or which is called the modulation index. Now if we consider the fourth case, here the amplitude of the carrier wave is A, amplitude of the carrier wave is A, and the amplitude of the signal is equal to 1.5A. Then if we consider this to the superposition of these two waves, the maximum value of carrier amplitude will be equal to A plus 1.5A, which is equal to 2.5A. The minimum value of carrier amplitude will be equal to A minus 1.5A, which is equal to minus 0.5A. So now if we consider the modulation index here, modulation index is equal to the change in the amplitude of the carrier wave is 2.5 minus A. So it is 2.5A minus A divided by the amplitude of the carrier wave is A, which is equal to 1.5 divided 1.5, which is equal to 150%. But if you consider here this one, in this part we will not have any amplitude amplitude for the AM wave or amplitude modulated wave. So in this case, this 150% of the modulation factor means, which is called over modulated. So that's all about the modulation factor and different combination of the carrier and signal waves. So here we can see that if the modulation factor is of a small degree, then amount of carrier amplitude variation is small. Consequently, the audio signal being transmitted will not be very strong. Another case, the greater the degree of modulation, the stronger and clearer will be the audio signal. But it must be emphasized here that if the carrier is over modulated, that is if M is greater than 1, as in this last case, distortion will occur during reception. That is, there is a distortion or the loss of signal happens here at these points. So the amplitude modulated waveform is clipped and the envelope is discontinuous. Therefore, the degree of modulation should never exceed 100%. So in any amplitude modulation, the modulation factor is important, and it is to be remembered that the modulation factor should not ever exceed greater than 100%. If it exceeds 100%, then distortion in the wave occurs at the reception. And if M is too small, then the amount of carrier amplitude variation is small. Consequently, the audio signal being transmitted will not be very strong. So that the audio signal will not be much clear. So the most perfect value for the amplitude modulated wave, for amplitude modulations, the modulation factor should be equal to 1. But anyway, it should be always less than 1 for a better amplitude modulation. So now let's discuss about the analysis of the amplitude modulated wave that we will discuss in the next video. Thank you.